Hi guys, I'm Danny, and I started a Sunday gym because I've noticed lately that people tend to go to colleges and universities without actually knowing why they're there. And afterwards, starting jobs that are unfulfilling. So I'm interviewing different professionals to see what they have to say and share their knowledge and experience with you. I hope you enjoy it. Good day, Alison. How are you doing today?
I'm good, thanks.
Right on. The program will be focused on three main questions. What do you do for a living? How did you get there? And how did you know that this was the way to go? So that's what you do for a living, please.
That's a very interesting question. Let me just start out by saying my background is in the health and fitness industry. I've spent close to 30 years in the health and fitness industry, but for the last 10 years, I've focused more on helping other health, fitness, wellness, and service-based businesses make more money combining in-person and online. We do a lot of retreats, so I like to consider myself an innovative business strategist.
So you were walking the street one day and you decided to go into the wellness and fitness industry and later on to help others, or
Not
what?
necessarily. I grew up an athlete. I grew up a competitive swimmer. I've worked out all of my life. I started
Nice.
lifting weights when I was 13. I competed professionally for a while, and then I've always loved helping other people work toward a better, higher quality of life with health and fitness. And along the way, I built two very successful brick and mortar businesses. And so I would have a lot of people ask me, "How did you do that? How did you
Yeah.
do that? Can you help me build a personal brand? Can you help me monetize what I'm doing?" That's what got me into business coaching.
It's pretty interesting. Now, I've always loved talking to people like you, especially current or former athletes,
Mhm.
because it's yeah, you have to love the sport. That's I'm not even questioning that, but if you really in there for quite a while, and sounds like you have been there for quite a while, you simply cannot do that without solid, very solid discipline.
True.
You don't even have to confirm that. I am rather certain that there were multiple times where friends of yours were like, "Hey, we're going to that bar," and there it is, there, and you were like, "Yeah, I'm not going to the bar because I have to work out," or yeah,
Right. Did
yeah,
that a lot.
that's everybody. It doesn't even
Right.
matter where the athlete is from.
Right.
That's the story. And this is the third question. How did you knew that this was the way to go? And the reason I structured it in that way is because uh, a lot of people, and this is not an insult, this is not an attack. A lot of people are going because of that stigma. You go to university, you get a diploma, and your life is fixed and set, which
Right.
is a lie.
Right.
It was quite correct for me, I have to say. I am a poster child for that. I knew what I was going to do when I was 15 or 16 years old.
Mhm.
My high school education, bachelor, master's, additional education, everything was focused on that, and I thought everyone would like that. Imagine my surprise when I hit 25 and I was actually the only guy with an actual diploma in the team that we're working at. And I wasn't neither better or worse than anybody else.
Mhm.
Makes you
Right.
wonder. Thing is, I'm from Europe, and education here is absurdly cheap. I graduated a private college, and the semester in the private college was 60% of my monthly salary when I was working as a bartender. That was the private college.
Mhm.
My master's degree was zero because as an EU citizen, I went to Denmark, I studied there, worked there, and graduated there, and that was it.
Mhm.
I'm not sure that's exactly the case of the United States. I'm hearing different things, but I don't think let's say it's not exactly free. Let's put it that way.
Right.
And it's not even about the money because I've lost money. And
Yeah.
so have you. You don't even have
Yeah.
to, for everybody lost money. We're losing
Right.
money, we're losing friendships. That's how life is.
Right.
My biggest problem is about time, though. When you lose a lot of time, you end up bitter. You have a piece of paper that pretty much doesn't mean anything. You end up in a place where you know it's not for you. You can lie to yourself as much as you want. You're never going to succeed, and you end up bitter. And this generates a lot of problems and a lot of troubles. Now, I structured it in that way because I really wanted to highlight, you because you obviously have a tremendous discipline, something most people don't have. I don't have that discipline. Let me tell you that. I don't have that discipline. I have a different kind of discipline, but not even close to your level, not to the close level of a professional athlete. You're obviously very intelligent. You're bright, you're savvy, you know what you're doing. So let me ask it that way. You could have chose any number of things, and judging by who I'm talking to, they would have been profitable. One way or
Yep.
another, it would have been fine. But you were an adult and you consciously made that decision. Why?
This it's kind of a funny story. So you're going to have to bear with me here because
Oh,
I think
good.
I'm going to have to give your audience a little bit of perspective here. I grew up in a medical family. My
Yeah.
dad is a retired physician. My mother was also in the healthcare field too. They're both retired now. They both had amazing careers, but they influenced me from a very early age to do something that I was really excited about. Something that where my heart was going to go, something where I felt like I could really contribute to not just helping society be better, if you will, whatever that means, but to help really improve the quality of other people's lives. My plan A, if I'm being perfectly honest, was to go to physical therapy school, and that
Yeah.
didn't work out. I applied several times and was either waitlisted and was told to try again, which is pretty common. I mean, it's a
Excuse
very
me,
competitive
waitlisted?
industry. I'm
What, what
sorry.
is what is waitlisted?
Waitlisted means you apply, you go through the whole process, and then you don't get in, but you get put on a list of
Okay.
people who, if they don't come, they call you.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Every professional program has waitlisting options. Medical school, law school, all of
Yeah.
it, everything does. So it's basically a deferred admission. And then if there's not a spot for you, you have an option. You can not apply again or you can apply again. Well, I did that a few times and that didn't quite work out. And I started feeling like maybe the universe, if you want to call it that, was sending me a signal that this was not what my intended path was supposed to be. Now, I just got through telling you how I've spent my career in athletics, how I spent my career in health and fitness, and it's always been something that's excited me. I mean, I'm 57 years old now, and I still train 5 days a week, pretty heavy. So it's part of who I am. So I thought, well, it only makes sense that I make a career choice out of that. Okay, so that's what led me into getting my master's in the field that I'm in. And you're right, in the US, education is very different. It can be very expensive, but you can get a very good education at a budget price too if you're willing to just look around and think it through a little bit. So
Yeah.
I did that, and I went to work in the industry for 2 or 3 years and decided I want to be an entrepreneur. My first business was a lemonade stand when I was 8 years old. I've always loved building things, creating things, and selling them to people. It's like building businesses is one of the things I've always loved to do. But about, like I told you, about 10 years ago, people started roughly about 10 years ago. It's really probably longer than that, but I didn't really give it a second thought. People kept asking me, how did you do it? How did you build your business? How are you able to go online? How are you able to add retreats? How are you able to do all the things that you do and still manage to have the life that you want? And this is why we become entrepreneurs, to build the business and the life that we want. So in the long and the short of it is that when you asked me, how did I know that this was what I was supposed to do? I went into my education with the expectation I was going to be doing something very different from what I'm doing now. And that didn't quite work out, but I am 100% convinced more than ever today that what I'm doing is exactly what I'm supposed to be doing. So something worked out along the way, even if it wasn't what I thought it was going to be.
And the fact that it actually shows that it was the right thing to go.
Absolutely. Yep.
I have a bit of a side question because I had a few professional athletes here, and I'm always interested in that. Certainly, you have had or still have some colleagues from the athlete field. How do they deal with life? Because you know you can only do it. It's not a life career.
Yeah.
You can do it up until a certain age, but after that, you know,
Well,
that's how it
I
is.
competed. Like I said, I was a swimmer through school, and then the weight training just kind of went alongside of it. And when I was decided to make the commitment to go more into this as a career, I realized that my competitive days were not yet behind me. And that's when I got into competing for weightlifting and fitness competitions and all of that. And that's what I did for the 10 years. And the picture you see behind me
Yeah.
was for that. So, but I do think to your point that you get to a point and you feel like that's run its course. You feel like the challenge has presented itself, you've met the challenge, and it's time to move on to the next thing. Because honestly, as entrepreneurs, that's just how our minds are built. We climb one mountain and we want to start climbing the next mountain. And so for me, I felt like my energy and my talents and my intellect was better used serving other people at that time to help them achieve their health and fitness goals. And then that turned into helping other health, fitness, and service-based entrepreneurs build their businesses.
I want your professional opinion on something because I work out 4 to 5 times a week. Couple of days I really don't.
Yeah.
I smoke cigars. So
Okay.
you're obviously not the healthiest individual. I've I've swimmed a lot, and not only that, there's a beautiful lake near my place, an hour from my place, and every summer I'm boat rolling because I love it. I personally never liked the gym,
Mhm.
so I've purchased something for my home, chin-ups, lift
Totally
ups.
fine.
Yeah. A lot of people don't see it as something good. I personally see it as pretty much enough for me. Why do you I think the gym's been just marketed good. What do you think about it?
Well, I think the best workout is the one you're going to do. And
Yeah.
I'm probably in the minority when I say that, but there are a lot of people that believe that you can't get an adequate workout at home. It's not the same thing. You don't have the same selection. You can't do the same exercises. And I think, quite frankly, when it comes down to it, the human body is built the same way, regardless of if you're male or female. I mean, obviously there are anatomical differences, but the
Yeah.
human body is built the same way across the board. Okay. So the reality is you don't need all of that to number one, get a good workout, and number two, be consistent. I think what you have to look at is what is going to work for me, what's going to work for my life, what can I stick to, and what can I be the most consistent doing? And if that's working out at home, then absolutely work out at home. There's nothing wrong with that. I mean, it's 2026 and there are probably more people working out at home now than there ever have been for that reason.
I have a funny story for you. I've always worked out at home. Well, not when I was swimming, because
I get
obviously I
it.
don't have a swimming pool here, but
I get
uh,
it.
it also, I was in before, a little bit before high school, and
Mhm.
my parents were in a little bit of a financial trouble for a couple of months. Now, they never told me that. It was those were those parents that they never troubled the kid with no matter what. So
Right.
that's how me and my brother, that's how we grew up. But I wanted money for a gym membership, and my father was like, "What do you need a gym membership for?" I like, "Because everybody's going there. You know how
Right.
true, right?
Right.
Everybody's going there." Like, well, look at the Greek bodies, look at the Roman bodies. You think they made it by going to the gym? No, chin-ups and push-ups.
Mhm.
So actually, that's how I started, and it's still chin-ups, push-ups, elastic, and some weights in home, and swimming and ball rolling. For me, that's actually how it's. But I never really
Sounds good to
liked the
me.
concept of. Say again?
It sounds good to me. It sounds well-rounded, like you're doing strength, you're doing something, cardio related. And what I'm really hearing you say is these are all things you like to do, and that's what's important.
Truth be told, my dear, no. I never liked working out, and I hate reading. I'm
Well,
doing it.
people don't love, I mean, let me just rephrase.
Yeah.
Most people don't love working out, but they love what it does for them from a
Yes.
health perspective, from a stress release perspective, and from the fact that I believe it's one of the best metaphors for handling adversity in life is challenging yourself in the gym.
Uh, Same with me with reading. I hate reading, but I'm doing it all the time
Yep.
because I have to. I really,
Well, you
if
like who
I
you become when you do. That's the bottom line.
indeed,
Yeah.
I have a fourth question. I
Okay.
never put it in the description of the video because I just love those answers. They're just too
Okay.
beautiful for me. My audience is mostly made of people that are wondering, is this job for me? All right, I started university or college. Is this really where I want to be? I'm already working. I'm not sure that's the way. If you can give my audience an advice that you lived through, what will
Yeah.
it be?
Don't think that you have it all figured out because you probably don't. That was one of the biggest lessons that I learned was that you can work really hard and do all the right things and things still may not work out for you. But at the end of the day, if you look for the silver linings and you look for the opportunities when they come to you, and sometimes they don't announce themselves in neon lights. Sometimes it's as simple as somebody reaching out or you getting that opportunity that quote unquote fell in your lap, right? It doesn't fall in your lap. There are no accidents in life. Okay. You have to look for the silver linings and take advantage of the opportunities when you get them and be open for the fact that it can always be a pathway to something else. And that something else, that plan B, could become your plan A, and it could work out even better than your plan A might have. That's my best advice.
That is so much wisdom, I don't even know what to do with it. Absolutely love it. With that said, Alison, it was an honor. A huge thanks for being with me, my dear.
Of course. Thank you.
Guys, I hope this one was useful. Please follow the channel on YouTube, Rumble, Twitter, Gap, LinkedIn, and Facebook. Ring the bell and all the good stuff. Have a nice week ahead, and I'll see you next Sunday.